Dark Troopers. You might remember them from the Mandalorian, robotic child catchers capable of destroying everything and everyone in their path. Until this guy showed up, and then, well, they were a bit useless. But what are they and where do they come from? Well, essentially, they're make-believe, but there's no content in that and I want my $2 in ad revenue. So from a non-canon point of view, Dark Troopers date back to 1995 with the Dark Forces first-person shooter, where gamers got to step into the pixelated boots of Star Wars' answer to Chuck Norris, Kyle Katarn. You didn't control Katarn, Katarn controlled you. Apparently, he's no longer canon, which is clearly nonsense and something I refuse to accept. Dark Forces was set shortly before the events of A New Hope, where Kyle the Canon uncovers a secret Imperial program developing the mysterious Dark Trooper project, headed by General Ron Mark, whose goal was to create the next generation of Stormtrooper.
A new type of Stormtrooper, the Dark Trooper.
Although they were far from a typical Stormtrooper variant, they weren't human, but the advanced exoskeleton armor could be worn, which the maker Rom demonstrated. In the game, the Dark Troopers were essentially buffed up battle droids, but not buff enough for modern day canon. However, there is still a low-key canon version, low-key not low-key, from the 2014 mobile game Star Wars Commander, whose armor was more in line with what we ended up with in The Mandalorian, and also reminiscent of Purge Troopers in The Force Unleashed. The third generation Dark Troopers in Moff Gideon's Imperial Remnant are of course canon, and my research tells me, by research I mean I read Wikipedia, that they remain experimental combat droids, created as part of a Galactic Empire's Dark Trooper program. Sounds familiar? Earlier generations included bodysuits worn by human pilots, but those pesky humans were eventually decided to be the final weakness, and were removed for the third generation units. This decision was also a return to the project's battle droid roots. The third gen were equipped with jet boosters in their feet, rather than being deployed via a troop transport. Thank you for watching, and why not subscribe for content on Star Wars, Marvel, and more.